Hunter Biden just crashed out in the most strange, stunning interview where he is both defending his father and at the same time calling out Nancy Pelosi, George Clooney, and Jake Tapper for screwing over President Biden's reelection campaign. All right, now I'm going to be honest with you guys. Hunter Biden calling out and torching the Democratic Party, or essentially whatever's left of it, this was not on my bingo card, okay, for 2025. But you know what? This was undeniably hilarious. So let's go ahead and get into. Also, if you think conversations like this matter or are interesting, at the very least, please consider liking and subscribing because it really does make a huge difference. All right, check this out. Also, a quick warning, Hunter Biden gives very, very vulgar language here. So this is your fair warning. All right, check this out.
Opinions, but fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him and everybody around him. I don't have to be fucking nice. Number one, I agree with Quentin Tarantino. Fucking George Clooney is not a fucking actor. He is a fucking I don't know what he is. He's a brand. And by the way, and God bless him. You know what? He supposedly treats his friends really well. You know what I mean? Buys them things. And he's got a really great place in Lake Como. And he's great friends with Barack Obama. Fuck you. What do you have to do with fucking anything? Why do I have to fucking listen to you? What right do you have to step on a man who's given 52 years of his fucking life to the service of this country and decide that you, George Clooney, are going to take out basically a full-page ad in the fucking New York Times to me and James Carville, who hasn't run a race in 40 fucking years, and David Axelrod, who had one success in his political life, and that was Barack Obama. And that was because of Barack Obama, not because of fucking David Axelrod. And David Plouffe, and all of these guys, and the Pod Save America guys, who were junior fucking speechwriters of Barack Obama's Senate staff, who have been dining out on the relationship with him for years, making millions of dollars. The Anita Dunns of the world, who's made $40, $50 million off the Democratic Party. They're all going to insert their judgment over a man who has figured out, unlike anybody else, how to get elected to the United States Senate over 7 times, how to pass more legislation than any president in history, how to have a better midterm election than anybody in history, and how to garner more votes than any president that has ever run. And they're going to replace their judgment for his. Jake Tapper.
My mom or something? I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
For real, though. I don't even think it's your mom anymore.
No.
By the numbers, what influence does Jake Tapper have over anything? He has the smallest audience on cable news. And beyond that, I think that the book is right now on Amazon that he put out. I mean, his ratings just went to shit after he put the book out. You know, they did a 2-week infomercial for it. I mean, it was such a money grab, such a disservice to everybody that he serves with.
So, you know what? Hunter's voice may be completely unhinged, but he is sparking some conversation that involves much agreement right now. Some people are saying, okay, this is something I can get behind with Hunter. Another person, the person who posted this, shared, for some reason, I found myself agreeing with Hunter Biden for once. I feel so dirty. Sean responds. And you know what? I think a lot of people are feeling this way. But here's the thing. His voice may be unhinged, but he is echoing what millions of people feel. Even whenever George Clooney came out and pretty much said all those terrible things about President Biden, like, albeit they were true, but even on my show, whenever we were talking about that, we're like, what role do actors and celebrities have in this political arena? What qualifications do they have? Like, what does George Clooney know about the economic imbalance today? What does a guy who lives in a mansion know about the housing crisis? Like, how well could he speak to the common American, or really in an efficient or meaningful capacity? Like, I know we see you on our TV and in movies, but how qualifying is that really in this political arena? I don't know. And maybe in some capacities that could also be said about President Trump, although President Trump has shown himself to be a highly capable leader, in my opinion. And I do love that he was actually attacking Jake Tapper too, because, you know, we do criticize Jake Tapper a lot on this channel, but also we give him credit where credit is due. And I do think the thing about Jake Tapper is I do think he's telling the right story at the wrong time. And that's his biggest weakness, which I think is hilarious. Here's another clip of Hunter Biden pretty much crashing out. And this time he's speaking about President Trump and his immigration policies. Check it out.
And he's somehow convinced all of us that these people are the fucking criminals. White men in America are 45 more times likely to commit a fucking violent crime than an immigrant. And the media says, well, you got David Axelrod and, Rahm fucking Emanuel. So fucking smart, Rahm Emanuel. And so we got to understand that these people are really mad. And we got to appeal to these white voters. Rahm, the only people that fucking appealed to those fucking white voters was Joe Biden, 81 years old. And he got 81 million votes. And he did not because he appeased their fucking Trumpian sense, but because he challenged it. And he said, you can be an 81-year-old Catholic from fucking Scranton that doesn't understand it, but still has empathy for transgender people and immigrants. And then nobody said, oh, Joe Biden's going to turn us into a socialist state, no matter how much they said it. But these guys think that we need to run away from all values in order for us to lead. I say, fuck you. How are we getting those people back from fucking El Salvador? Because I'll tell you what, if I became president in 2 years from now, or 4 years from now, or 3 years from now, I would pick up the phone and call the fucking president of El Salvador and say, you either fucking send them back or I'm going to fucking invade. It's a fucking crime what they're doing. He's a fucking dictator thug.
Bukele or Trump?
Both.
Hunter Biden calling President Trump a dictator thug, as well as Nayib Bukele, which is the president of El Salvador. And one of the top comments here is by Matt Van Swole. He says, kind of weird how the man who literally got a pardon is talking about how we should bring back all the criminal illegal aliens that were deported. This entire interview sounded like parody, but is actually real. I think a lot of people are saying that. But you know what? People are taking the entertainment value for what it is, and they're eating it up. Someone else said, Hunter is reaching unhinged levels we've never seen before, and I am here for it. Honestly, we are. But check this out. One of the more surprising clips was seeing Hunter Biden throw Nancy Pelosi out the bus. All right, exposing her for everything. I love this moment. It's 39 seconds, but I'm telling you, every second of this is so worth it. Check it out.
And you would have the Speaker Emeritus that would say, well, I'm going to leave it up to, but I don't know. And they had already made a decision. They had clearly made a decision. And when I say they, I mean the Speaker. And, I heard Alexander Pelosi say something, call my like, put your big girl pants on to my mom or something. And I kind of feel like saying, who the fuck do you think you are? I would never speak about your mom that way.
Yeah.
I would never speak about your father that way. I would never insult your parents that way. Even to this day, I would never.
Absolutely fascinating that Hunter Biden did throw Nancy Pelosi under the bus. Oh my goodness. That was like a jump scare. That image was not supposed to be that close. Anyways, I would love to know what you think about all this. All right, from George Clooney to Nancy Pelosi, both being thrown under the bus by the one and only Hunter Biden. All right, love him or hate him, you can't ignore him. But as always, let me know what you think about all this in the comment section. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? And I will see you all next time. Episode's over already? Geez, that was fast. Well, they say beautiful things do not last forever, but feel free to watch and listen to another one of these episodes if you're interested in those conversations as well. Also, this next part is huge. Make sure to obliterate that like and subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never skip a beat. I also have a newsletter where we dive into the news, politics, and ideas that shape our future. If you're interested in signing up, I'd really appreciate that. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you next time.